stomach ebbed. Sue had been the local librarian and had known Cressy ever since she'd flopped onto a beanbag in the children's corner and read horse books until closing. Even now, Cressy remained a frequent visitor to the old railway station that housed the local library. "Hey, Sue." Sue's smile erased years from her lined face. "Long day?" Cressy nodded. Sue's question had nothing to do with Cressy's SES call-out to rescue a man trapped down a well, and everything to do with the cowboy who would soon arrive home. "You have no idea, and it's about to get longer." They turned as one to look through the large shop window to where Edna carefully reverse-parked her vehicle in front of the store. "Well, look at that." Sue checked her wristwatch. "I'm sure it's 4 o'clock. Closing time." She bustled forward, flipped the open sign to closed, before locking the shop door. She then motioned for Cressy to follow her out the back of the narrow building. Cressy joined her in the small room where donations were sorted. When an incessant tapping sounded on the front door, Sue smiled. "There's something to be said for days when my hearing aid battery runs flat. That could be knocking, but then again, it might not be." "Thanks, Sue, but I should let Edna in. I don't want to get you in trouble. I know you have a church fundraising proposal to go before the board on Friday, and Edna is chairperson." She patted Cressy's arm. "I can handle Edna Galloway. Ever since my scones won first place at last year's show, she's been desperate to find out what my secret ingredient is." She winked. "I'm yet to tell her it's lemonade." She reached for a basket of bright spring flowers that rested beside the tiny kitchenette sink. "Besides, I was hoping to catch you as you walked past." She handed Cressy the basket. "I know things are dry out your way, and with dear Audrey's funeral tomorrow, I thought you'd like some fresh flowers to take to the cemetery." Cressy leaned forward to kiss Sue's soft cheek. She breathed in the familiar scent of Sue's lavender perfume. Since Cressy had lost her parents in a car crash while she was at university, the widow's care and concern had filled the vast and empty space within her. In the basket there were enough bouquets for several vases. Sue knew she regularly left flowers on her parents' and grandparents' graves. "Yes, I would. Thanks so much." A fresh tirade of knocking on the door was followed by a sudden silence. Sue peered around the doorway. Edna's rushing across the road. She leaned out a little further. "Oh, good. She's talking to Mrs. Knox. That Harriet of hers is so fussy there won't be a wedding dress in Sydney fancy enough for her. You can slip out the back door while they discuss the latest dress disaster." But as Cressy turned to leave, Sue caught her arm. "Sweetheart, don't be too hard on Denham. I know it was a long time ago now, but he could have had more reasons for leaving for America than just to join the pro-rodeo circuit." Cressy fought to keep her expression from changing. Even to Sue she couldn't reveal the depth of her hurt over Denham's abandonment. It was only in the weak light of pre-dawn, when the world hovered between darkness and hope, that she could admit her pain even to herself. She had no doubt why the man she'd loved had left small-town Woodlea. And her. They couldn't compete with his bull-riding dreams. She squeezed Sue's hand. "Me? Hard on someone? Never." The older woman's lips curved and eyes twinkled. "You might look like you'd blow away in a dust storm, but you and I both know you take after your grandfather. That no-good Sean deserved the dressing down he gave him at the picnic races. A flash suit and a charming smile doesn't excuse him for sneaking off with a tipsy Bella, not when he was your date." She paused, her eyes searching Cressy's. "Some may say Sean and Denham look similar, but they're very different men." Cressy frowned. "Well, that's ridiculous. They don't look the same at all. Sean's much shorter." She gently freed her hand. "Don't worry. Denham's just lost his mother. If I do speak to him, I promise to go easy." Sue nodded and opened her mouth as if to talk again. But then she shook her head and opened the door for Cressy to walk through. "See you tomorrow, love." "Will do." Making sure she kept out of sight of Main Street, Cressy crossed the neat park beside the museum to reach her ute. She slipped into the driver's seat and placed the flower-filled basket beside her. Throat aching, she traced the delicate curve of a vivid daffodil. Her mother had loved seeing the cheerful bulbs push their way through the winter earth. Thank goodness she wasn't here now to see how parched her beloved garden